Well, hello everyone. It is 48 digital host AJ Weist, and welcome to 48 Blitz OT. Y'all, it is week 4 of some high school football. It is super hard to believe. We have 48 sports director Carl Prather. He's going to join in on the show momentarily. Right now, he's getting ready. He's getting all mic'd up, you know. You all know the drill, but welcome to 48 Blitz OT. And y'all, we got to start out talking about a game that actually went to OT. Quite fitting, 48 Blitz OT. We're going to lead it off with this Florence and Bob Jones game. Very exciting game. Y'all, we knew it was going to be a good one. But what we did not know it would go into OT and Florence would pull out the win. The Florence Falcons over the Bob Jones Patriots, 26-23. Came down to the wire. Very, very exciting game right there. And it just finished. It just now finished. Anytime you have a game that goes into OT like that, super exciting. So congrats to the Florence Falcons. Way to pull out the victory over Bob Jones. And another game I definitely want to mention to start, Arab in Guntersville. That, of course, was the 48 game of the week. Guntersville winning with a last-second field goal, 17-15 over the Arabian Nights. Very exciting game there, and you know, it had to be the 48 game of the week. 48's Cam Durr was at the game following it live. She'll have more for you coming on later. 48 Blitz OT, but it's super, super exciting game there. And that's what football is all about. I don't know about you watching at home, but I like the close ones. I like the nitty gritty. Maybe will it go to overtime or not? Time will tell, but yes, I very much like those close games there. And speaking of a close game, the Sparkman and Huntsville game was another close one. Sparkman pulling out the win against Huntsville, 14-12. Another very close game there. And you know, I'm a huge Beyond the Lights fan. If you're watching at home right now, if you're a Beyond the Lights fan, you've been watching every Thursday night here on 48's digital platforms. The Athens Golden Eagles, they keep on flying. Last week was their bye week, obviously, so there was a lot of questions on what they might do following the bye week. I know back when I used to play high school football, you were trying to kind of find your groove after your bye week. You weren't fully flying to your potential, but the Golden Eagles, they keep on flying. They beat Jasper tonight 50-20. That improves their overall record to 4-0. I have a feeling Beyond the Lights Athens next week is going to be a really exciting one. Anytime you have a win quite like that, 50-20, it is always a good time. So congrats to Athens, the kind of unofficial 48 team of the year, as we're doing the Beyond the Lights, which streams, of course, at 7:30 every Thursday night. Yes, super exciting. I know Coach Gross, he should be patting himself on the back after that victory. So that is super exciting. But with that said, Carl Prather, our sports director, he has a lot more for you guys coming up. So make sure you stay tuned for 48 Blitz OT, sponsored by Alabama Concrete. You all have a great night and enjoy.
Watching 48 Blitz OT, sponsored by Alabama Concrete.
Welcome, everyone. What a Friday night of high school football action across the Valley, North Alabama, and the Tennessee Valley. Welcome into this amazing 48 Blitz OT show. I'm your host, Carl Prather. For anyone new to this OT show where we talk high school football after our Blitz show, we want to welcome you. We thank you for tapping in via Facebook or YouTube or our 48 Sports Zone app. thank you for joining us. For those that are new to familiar with our show, we welcome you back because we love to have a little fun and kind of recap some of our big games across the valley tonight, including an amazing game of the week. Folks, it was a battle within Marshall County here in North Alabama. The #1 team in the state in Class 5A, the Guntersville Wildcats, welcome in their crosstown rival Arab. Arab came into this contest on a 2-game winning streak within this series. Prior to that, Guntersville reeled off 9 straight. And as you would imagine, it came down to the last second. Our own Cam Durr was out at Chorba Elite Stadium at Phil Isom Field and has an amazing recap from this contest.
The 96th meeting between these cross-county rivals as Arab comes into Wildcats country looking to upset the #1 team in Class A for the 3rd straight year. Well, early on, not much to speak of offensively. Both teams had their chances in the first, but a scoreless opening frame. But it wasn't until about midway through the second when the South Alabama commit Julian Jordan bounces to the outside and gets the Wildcats on the board. And that's about where the scoring stood through 2 quarters. Guntersville would go up by 2 scores after the 3rd, but a whole lot of fight out of this Arab team. 4th down, high risk, high reward. Puccio to Landon Strickland for the 1st down, and later on in the drive, same duo. Gonna get it done in the end zone. Nice. Gonna take a 1-point lead after the PAT. The Wildcats, with just minutes on the clock, drive it all the way down the field. 5 seconds in the 4th. Brandon Manganeris drills it through the uprights. He calls game. Guntersville gets revenge. They remain undefeated on the season. 17-15 the final score. Coach Reese happy to get that one back.
We had a chance to put the game away and didn't, but when you don't put a good team like Arab away, you're going to be in trouble. We kept fighting at the end. We worked on 2-minute. We worked hard on special teams, so had a lot of confidence in our kicker and our guys to get down the field, but good day to be a Wildcat.
That's awesome. Listen, congratulations to both of these 2 teams. And what I mean by that is just the competition, the high reward for winning, but more importantly, just the way that both of these respective teams came out to play. And you wouldn't expect anything less as Guntersville comes away with a huge win. To remain undefeated, they escape a game. Arabian Nights team 17-15. Okay, we head to more action and we take it over to Stevenson, Alabama, and it's North Jackson High School. The Chiefs. In Chiefs country, they got some of the flyest uniforms this side of the Mississippi, folks. They hosted the Indians of New Hope. So New Hope came into this game averaging or scoring at least 40 points a game. North Jackson has held all of their opponents to at least 14. Diego Hope with that score right there. Later, Dawson Cameron from New Hope going to fight for that 1st down right there. Chiefs would keep bringing the heat. Another touchdown from number 0, Diego Hope. Man, more North Jackson's for real, folks. They're undefeated in the region. They get the win at home in a big, big way, 50-10. Congratulations to North Jackson. Over in the show tonight, big rivalry matchup between Mars Hill and Lauderdale County. Lauderdale County would defend their home turf out in the show. Look at Jackson Ham. Come on, big fella. Going to take this handoff from his quarterback and gain a little yardage. They're setting up the Tigers for a 1st down in the red zone. Marshall was up 17-0. They're going into the 2nd half, and they have a strong and sneaky offense. Jackson Penn, 1st down for the Panthers, and then later Caden Chandler going to run in for yet another Mars Hill touchdown in the game. Maddox and Llewellyn going to get pushed further and further by his team in the end zone, so the Tigers would end up in the bottom half of that pile, but add a touchdown to the board. They also went for a 2-point conversion right after they got to that right there, but too much Mars Hill. They're undefeated. They get to win 31-14. Big win for them. Want to say hello to everyone watching across all of our platforms. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on our 48 Blitz Sports Zone, or 48 Sports Zone app rather, across all of the platforms. Each and every Friday night, folks. We do it every Friday night because we want to provide you, our community across the valley, the very best high school football coverage we possibly can. We also want to send a big shout out to our 48 Blitz OT sponsor, Alabama Concrete. Thank you so much for joining the team yet again for yet another season here in 2024 as well. So, a lot of big games across the area, right? 48 Blitz Game of the Week was amazing. All of our games have been awesome throughout this week 4 of the high school football season as all of our teams continue to battle their way through their respective regions to potentially claim one of those all-important top 4 seeds to reach the postseason as we get ready for the playoffs in November. Still a lot of football left to be played, including over at Bob Jones and Madison City School Stadium. 7A Region 4 matchup. 2 teams battling for an important region win as we take you to Madison Schools Stadium. And it was the Bob Jones Patriots hosting Florence. Hey, big shout out to the Bob Jones baseball team being awarded their state championship rings earlier tonight at halftime. They would open the scoring for Bob Jones there. Samuel Monroe going to haul in that short touchdown pass, but Florence going to fight back. That's Caden Ward against a Jamarian Reader to make it 1st and goal. And then Kalon Triplett going to punch it in. So it was tied at 7 as both defenses would step up later in this contest. The Patriots' Christian Rice with an INT. So this game would literally go into overtime. And in overtime, Florence escapes with a big victory on the road, 26-23. I do want to ask our TNP folks, do we have Coach Kenny Morrison? He did not, and rightfully so, I understand. We wanted to reach out to Coach Kenny Morrison to maybe talk to him after the big win, but obviously he probably celebrated with his team there in the locker room. So wanted to send a big shout out because this game literally just ended, folks. So big shout out to Coach Morrison. 2 quality teams playing tonight as well. So a big win for the Falcons. They were off last week. Obviously we had some wet weather in the area. They were supposed to play Austin High School last week. They moved that to next Friday night. So that'll be a monster game in Florence for both of those respective teams. Battle for position for first place or tie for first place in 7A Region 4 in our area. We might as well just hit this scoreboard, right? You want to see a few scores. Let's take a scoreboard from Lester, Alabama, home of the Wildcats of West Limestone. Hey, look, Central Florence is real, y'all. They get the big win on the road, 28-7. They remain undefeated on the year. Big shout out to Coach Heath Wood and everyone out there in Central Florence and Wildcats country out there. Big shout out. Do we have any more scoreboards, or we're going to just stay with that one? Okay, that's okay. We're good. Congratulations to Central Florence on the big victory. We'll go through a few scores here after our plays of the week. Let's hit our plays of the week, shall we? Momentarily, I did want to say a big shout out to another team that's playing exceptionally well across the board. Had a slow start. Madison Academy really bounced back in a big way tonight. They get a win over Madison County tonight. Big win for the Mustangs. Started slow, but kind of finding their respective footing in Class 4A football as well. Now, back to our plays of the week, and I just mentioned the aforementioned Mustangs and Madison Academy. Here's one of our plays of the week nominees, and it's going to be Madison Academy's running back going to run for a long touchdown score here in the game there. Play number 2. How about Boaz going to intercept a pass right here? All you got to do is just step in front of it, take it the other way, run down the sideline right there for the INTTD. And you just saw it in our game of the week. How about the Gunnersville kicker? Game-winning field goal. Awesome. I love it. Here are your 3 nominees. Madison Academy, Boaz, Gunnersville. You can vote right now. All you have to do is head over to WAFF.com/play of the week. Voting ends Wednesday at 3. We announce our winners Wednesday night during our Wednesday night newscast at 6. Voting will close Wednesday at 3. So you got plenty of time. You got all this weekend. You got it right now. You can vote on your phone while I'm blabbing my mouth right now to cast your ballot there. So we want to thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to send a big shout out to Amber Tapscott. She just sent us a message. Want to send a big shout out to Drew Phillips and West Morgan. Let me tell you something. West Morgan had lost a regular season football game in 2 years. Just going to throw it out there. Undefeated last year, lose a classic playoff game to Cherokee County, but Drew Phillips has the West Morgan Rebels rolling. They get a big win tonight over Haddon, 42-12. They got it from everywhere: offense, defense, special teams. You would like those three facets of your football team to produce, and Drew Phillips and company did just that. They're ranked, I believe, Amber, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they're fourth in the state in Class 4A this week when the new Alabama Sports Writers Association poll came out. But thank you, Amber, for sending me a little shout out there for sure. Big shout out to Wes Morgan. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, everybody in TMP and off the dome, who else came away with some big victories. We mentioned earlier in our 48 Blitz show, Randolph got a big win tonight. They remain undefeated within region. One loss within region play. But congratulations to Randolph and Coach David Lloyd. They got a really good football team out there as well. Big shout out to all of our teams. And I mentioned Kenny Morrison and company got a big win tonight. 26-23, Florence on the road at Bob Jones, Class 7A Region 4 matchup between those two respective teams. Boaz gets a big win over Douglas, 40-13. Big shout out to Coach Jeremy Sullivan and the Pirates. Nice win there in Class 5A. Of course, we mentioned Hartzell earlier in our 48 Blitz show. They get the shutout over Decatur, 50-0. Congratulations to the Tigers. We mentioned Madison Academy got a big win. North Jackson got a big win. Central Florence, we mentioned 28-7. Mars Hill 31-14. Athens, our team that you can watch right now on our Beyond the Lights documentary following the Athens Golden Eagles throughout the entire 2024 high school football season. They win in a big way. They remain undefeated within the region in Class 6A football. 50-20 over Jasper tonight. Rogers remains undefeated within their region in Class 4A ball. They win 3A ball rather. They win 33-21 over Colbert County. Russellville with a big win in Class 5A. They win 38-7 over Ardmore as well. James Clemens had a really tough fight with Grissom early on in this contest tonight. James Clemens comes away with the win 38-18 as well. So a big night for all of our teams. Priceville as well. Big bounce back win. They win 36-20 over East Limestone. Lexington, big win. The Bears, they win 35-24 over the Red Bay Tigers. Buckhorn responds, gets a big region win on the road against Lee over at Milton Frank Stadium, 38-14. Muscle Shoals, a big winner tonight, 55-27 over Coleman. So big night for all of our high school football teams across the board. We're just getting started, folks, because next week we head to week 5. Hard to believe we're at the midpoint of the high school football season. Next week, games become even more important because it's the fight to the finish and the fight to the playoffs. Region games, all important. Only 4 more for all of our respective teams across the valley starting next week before the playoffs begin the first Friday of November. I had to think off the top of my head. Yeah, the final regular season week is the final week of October, and then we get things started. The road to state in Birmingham begins the first Friday in November. As you would imagine, we got a lot of college football. I know we got a lot of college football fans around the area excited for the big week of games, including the big matchup over in Norman, Oklahoma. Tennessee on the road, taking on Oklahoma and the Sooners. Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel going back to his alma mater where he won a national championship as a quarterback in 2000, bringing his team on the opposing sideline in Norman tomorrow night. That'll be the game of the week, really, in college football. Of course, the Auburn Tigers, also a big game down at Jordan-Hare Stadium. They're going to host the Arkansas Razorbacks. That game can be seen tomorrow afternoon. Should be a great contest, back and forth affair between those two respective programs. Our Alabama, of course, off this week. They got that monster matchup with the Georgia Bulldogs next week, and then Auburn also hops back into a big game at home when they welcome in the Oklahoma Sooners to Jordan-Hare Stadium for the first time. Alabama A&M on the road against Austin Peay up in Clarksville, Tennessee. Final non-conference game of the year before they hop into SWAC play the rest of the way. UNA back at home hosting Tarleton State. big win potentially for UNA, first conference game for them in the United Athletic Conference. We'll see if Brent Dearman and company can notch their first win of the year after playing a murderer's row, as we like to say, on the schedule this year so far, looking for win number 1 of the year. Folks, that's going to do it for us. We appreciate you joining us on our 48 Blitz OT show. We'd like to thank our sponsor once again, Alabama Concrete, for joining us on our team yet again. And I have to do this, and I do it each and every Friday night and during the week. This show couldn't be possible without so many men and women in this building that make this show possible. Y'all wave in there. Y'all got that new Starship Enterprise camera in there. It looks really good in there. Katie Rainwater in there. Thank you. Tyler North in there. Is Paul in there? Wave, Paul. I want you to wave. There you go, Paul. Paul Malling in there. Clark Simcox on the 1 and 2s over there. I mean, it looks like we're literally going to fly into outer space somewhere, but I'll take it because that's what makes everything happen each and every as I drink this water. Do I got a sponsor on here? You probably know what it is, but maybe we can get them here next year. We'll see. But thank you, everyone. All of our producers, our management team, our reporters go out and shoot for us each and every Friday. It is a team effort, and whether we have one person or 16,000 or 160,000 watching this show, we want to showcase our community and our student athletes, from the band, from our football players, from our cheerleaders, from our fans in the stands across all of these amazing stadiums and venues across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley. We thank you, and we appreciate you tuning in each and every Friday night. That's going to do it for us, folks. We're ready for the weekend. We're ready for college football on Saturday. We're ready for pro football on Sunday, and then we're back here with you all next Friday night to do this all over again. For all of our amazing teammates in this building and beyond, I'm Carl Prather, folks. Have a great and safe weekend. We'll see you back here next Friday. Good night, everyone.